Mm. So as we are moving into this year and moving into reclaiming truly like our sovereignty from the shakeup that was 2020 and being able to become more present with how we can move into a state of center and um, not move from our center line, so to speak. Our center line meaning our central channel, the Sushumna energetically, but also just simply our center and our power. As changes, as we all know, are not going to stop happening. And so a way that we can really reorient ourselves to be able to occupy ourselves more, take agency no matter what is going on around us, is a really important not just practice, but skill. And then holding our presence and holding the truth of who we are and that light within our hearts is helps to shift the field all around us, even if we're not in contact physically as much as we used to be with folks. And so I was meditating, as I do, on what wants to be offered during these Wednesday mini sessions. And it really was about and will be about the strengthening of that central line and the strengthening of the connection between our ojas, our spiritual blood, that connects our bodies to the different layers of our energy field in the spirit realm, as well as strengthens our nervous system. So that's the link in the etheric realm, the spiritual ojas, and strengthening that and amplifying that, as well as celebrating. You know, my partner and I were talking the other day, and that the self and excuse me, and the different ways the mind can come in, and of guilt, um, doubt, all the things the self wants to entertain. And so we were speaking of, how, gratitude and joy in the little moments and the big moments and celebrating is such a radical practice right now, because all over the world and all of the externals are going to truly be really pumping in the fear, pumping in the, you know, we all are living in this time, so we get it. It's like, how do we be that the warrior? And the warrior also means, how do we anchor in the joy and be that joy in uncertainty, be that joy in this transformation, in this time we're in? Because if we look at lifetimes, and if we look at the timeline from a bigger perspective, our whole life could be this like small like inch on the bigger perspective, as the time of the ages is turning, as the age of prophecy is coming into being. And so we get to really celebrate and practice those muscles of feeling joy, feeling gratitude, feeling that strength of purpose, strength of knowing, in a time of upheaval, in a time of great sorrow, great change. So it's not a bypassing, it's not jumping over, but what we're doing is also claiming that these frequencies, these states of being, are just as important, if not more important, at this moment than any of the others. And also giving ourselves time, like we get to be more conscious about our practices, and more conscious about the waves that keep running through us and through us as a collective. So it's not to say to not tend to the grief, to not tend to the other emotions that are coming up, but really creating a container for them. So creating a container for a grief practice, creating a container for making the prayers for those that that are suffering, and for your own suffering. right? And instead of it letting it be that we're in this like fog of these different collective emotions, we get to really take agency because it needs to be tended to. But we can do it in a more powerful way when we really come from our center line and we make it an intentional practice. So just the same as the intentional practice of amplifying and strengthening and really anchoring in our nervous system. So, because as we do these practices, and you might be involved in different programs, different places that are really supportive of your spiritual growth, supportive of the shift that's happening. And our bodies are the densest form of ourselves, right? So it's like we can have the ahas, we can have like the spiritual. We've been in the snow globe, so to speak, and we can have all this beauty and miracles and awarenesses and healing happening, and usually it's our body is the last to really catch up because it's the densest form. So we want to link to the nervous system, we want to link to ourselves on that level, because that nervous system is that direct link, and it's the interface between the energetic and the physical. So it's like you might have feel and truly feel these different awakening processes, and yet the body is still in fight or flight. Your organs, the nervous system is still running off of an old belief, an old pattern. And so we want to always bring the body along, right? And create space where there can be integration. And so movement, working with the nervous system, working with herbs, really being gentle with yourself is going to be really key in that. So great to see everyone. And the replay for last week is now up. This week it will go up within 24 hours. We're having a shift in the admin, so it took us a minute. So I'm excited. Last week we went into the purification, and this week we're going to strengthen, which is exciting. All right, loves. So are there any questions, any comments before we get started? All right. All right, so as always, we're going to get comfy, having your spine nice and straight if possible. And find your seat. Allowing yourself to arrive. And notice what you notice. What's happening in the moment for you? How's your body this morning or this afternoon, this evening, wherever you're tuning in around the world? Making shifts and adjustments to allow yourself to be comfortable. Perhaps sighing on the exhale. How's your heart, your emotions this morning? There's a lot of energy here in the US with the inauguration. There's a lot of energy in our own personal lives. Just saying hello to the heart. Oh, where's your mind at today? Feel like you have a busy mind? Are you thinking about the future, ruminating about the past? Just allowing there to be space. We're not trying to change the self. We're not trying to change the mind. We just allow it space. Strengthening that witness consciousness. And tuning into that central channel, the Sushumna, that central column of light that goes from the base of your spine all the way up energetically to the top of your head. Tuning into the breath as it rides up and down this column of light. And then with curiosity, noticing, does this central column within you feel fortified, strong? Does it need support? Does it feel like a dental floss or a shoestring worth of energy? Does it feel like a fire hose? Simply with curiosity, place awareness. Inviting the breath all the way down into the belly, reaching down into the pelvic floor. And then intentionally reaching all the way down into the center of the earth, saying hello to Pachamama, Mother Gaia, Mother Earth. And release, let go. Allow yourself to be held by the mother. And bringing awareness back to the base of the spine. So we move up and down the central channel. Central channels where all your centers, your energy centers, your chakras interface. So from that first place of noticing where your central channel is at, asking if it were to be in the place of highest, most nourishing, supportive strength and capability, what would that energy feel like in that central column? And then notice what you notice. Does it shift? Do you sense something? Do you feel it expand? Is there an image? But what would the ideal be for this central column to live at in order to actualize the energy that would support you most in your life right now? So just notice what you notice. And notice if it's different than the first investigation of your energy. Good. And let your awareness drift to the nervous system. You don't have to know about it, or you just let the awareness energy follows thought. The nerves of the spine, the central spinal column, the vagus nerve, the sympathetic nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system. I'm just holding the intention of nervous system, and then let go and receive. You don't have to do anything, just feeling into your nervous system. What would it feel like to have a relaxed nervous system? What would it feel like to be centered with a relaxed awareness? It doesn't mean lethargy or apathy. Good. So I'm just naming some things that are coming out of the nervous system as we do some energy work on the central column here, the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. So some shock leaving the field. You can also tune into the grounding cord, making sure it's nice and established. If any energies want to come off, they go right into the spiritual fire or down, composting into the earth. So notice where shock, if when you hear shock, does anything in your body light up? Any place in your nervous system, any place on that central column? Beautiful. Just allowing that to transform. The violet flame coming into the space right now, going right into that central column, right where the cerebral spinal fluid is, right into the back of the brain, all the way down to the base of the spine. This liquid purple, violet fire, violet light. Good. Just transforming some of the dense energy, some stuck places that are having a little bit more resistant to let go, but the violet flame is coming in. And let that awareness drop. So with your breath, breathing in and out on that central column, just notice what you notice. Has anything shifted? Does it feel more fortified? Good. Then moving in your awareness to your circulatory system, the blood that flows through your veins. And linking to the ojas, the spiritual blood. Again, you don't have to know this by concept, but just energy follows thought. So bringing in the light of the spiritual ojas in from your light bodies, the higher centers, the etheric realms, And notice what you notice. Does something shift from your physical form simply by naming the link between your physical blood to the ojas, the spiritual blood that runs straight from your higher self, from source? And notice what you notice. Is there a reaction in your body? Is there resistance? Does something get activated in the mind? So as the blood starts to light up, there's some clearing that wants to take place. It's just allowing any yawning, burping, noises. Some detoxification is coming in when the spiritual blood meets the physical blood, or the physical blood gets in resonance with the ojas, the life force from a higher plane. Is there anything that lights up in the physical blood that it's ready to be moved out? Some subfamilial energy stuck in the blood, some detoxing, some heavy metals, some media I'm seeing. I'm just going to name what I'm seeing getting activated in the blood. What story do you want to run through your veins? What energy, what frequency? We all know the saying, it's in her blood, it's in his blood, it's in their blood. In this moment, I command your soul, being, body, release any energies that are flowing in the blood, physical or etheric, that is no longer serving you, not yours, gifting it to the light, consciousness, to the earth. Activate, activate, activate. Haina anakrani ina ana ina shaka ida aya. Shanaya aya nashanda. Good. Now tuning into the strength that flows in your blood. The strength, the beauty, the joy. You are the actualization and the manifestation of generations of generations of generations of generations. You have survived. You get to choose to thrive. What energy, what consciousness do you want to anchor into your bloodstream right now? Just the first thing that comes up. And keeping your awareness on your blood, your circulatory system, and that frequency that you are claiming, you're activating and amplifying that already is. We're just highlighting it. And 3 breaths, 3 powerful breaths with opening the mouth on the exhale right into the blood energetically. So inhaling, amplify into the blood. Inhale, amplify the frequency in the blood. Go deeper. And what does this sound like? Making a sound on your last exhale. What is the sound of strength, of joy, of radiance flowing through your bloodstream now? Open your mouth, make the sound, focusing still on the blood. Ah. Oh. Yeah. Letting that awareness go and breathe. Just notice what you notice. And linking back up to that central column, the Sushumna, the column of light from the base to the crown. And what vibration would be the most nourishing, most useful, most helpful for your nervous system right now? We're going to do the same thing. 3 breaths. Exhaling into your nervous system, offering that vibration. What does it feel like? And then making a sound on the 3rd exhale. What is the sound of that frequency? So inhaling. Allow your nervous system to receive. Inhale. Last one. What's the sound of the frequency that'd be most nourishing for your nervous system right now? Beautiful. And checking in with that central column. Does it feel as wide and capable as it needs to be for you for this moment. Good. Making sure the crown, the top of the head, the petals are open, allowing them to unfurl, linking into your soul light, the foot above your head, your ba, and linking straight into the heart of the divine, of source, great creator. And just receive. Letting the cells of your body open and receive the grace that is ever flowing, the peace, the fortification, the love that is. And relax a little bit deeper. Good. And breathing in to the front of the body and the back of the body, the side bodies. Again, wiggling your toes, shaking your booty, perhaps rolling your shoulders back, feeling in to your form. And then when you're ready, open your eyes slightly. And welcome back. So, were you able to feel into your nervous system and blood? Got some thumbs up. Great. So, in contemplation for today, the reason the blood, the nervous system, because we can feel fortified and in our center in these different planes. But as you could probably feel, when we make that connection from the energetic down to the physical, and again, the nervous system and the blood are going to be the mediator between the two. So I really encourage you to just check in on your spiritual blood, your nervous system, opening it up to ask, what does it need right now? You know, does it need a few 3 breaths? Does it need, I might say, a walk out in nature? But it really is going to help strengthen that place of emotional centering. Because when we just tend to the emotions and we just tend to the spirit realms, it can feel like, okay, I'm not really anchoring it down, or I'm fine when I'm in my, magic room and all is good and there's no noise and there's no kids and there's no media and I'm cool, right? But those, the room is really doing it for you and not your central channel when we can't hold it, when we interface with the external world. So, this is going to be a practice that you can really use to help you stay centered when there's chaos on the external. You know, if anything, too, you can use it as a fun practice of intentionally, like, I'm putting myself in a situation that normally would trigger me, even if it's on the unconscious, even if it's very subtle. How can I hold my central channel? How is the blood pumping through me? As well as going back to the part about the blood is, and I'm sure there's all sorts of fancy, awesome things you can do on the physical that I don't know about, and I'm not a functional medicine person or herb person, but that detoxification of the blood, and we can detoxify on the energetic level. What stories are running in your blood that are outdated? And so you just get to check in with that with these practices. So I hope you found this helpful. I know it's a really powerful practice for myself to really anchor in on the physical, especially if I'm feeling pretty expanded on the energetic and spiritual. But how does my body match that? This is going to be the nervous system, the blood, the first places you want to tune into to amplify. And oh, there's some comments. Oh, good. It's helped from me being really stressed. Awesome. Healing. So everyone's been feeling it. Awesome. Great. I'm so glad. Yay. So good. I'm glad it was helpful. I will get the replay out. It's a link to YouTube, and we'll be back here next week on Wednesday at 10 a.m. And bring your friends. I feel like I'm constantly having email issues, and that's just the way technology is for me. So I know it doesn't get out to a lot of folks. So if you know of anyone that you feel like this would be helpful, send them here so we can really amplify all together around the world. And yes, just love you all. So honored always to be able to sit at the spiritual fire with you and to have this time together. I know time is precious, so I really honor your willingness to show up. All right, loves, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next week.